Hello, this is a slightly different kind of video to what I normally do. It's more of a hobby vlog. So what I've been doing lately is I've been trying to get back into sculpting. I really like doing elementals because you can let your imagination run wild with them. So what I wanted to do was make a giant earth elemental or a rock elemental and make it like a giant stone monster. So what I decided to do was, this is the rough model. I'm going to clean this up, and what I've done is I've created the body. I sculpted each bit at a time, and I used green stuff and milliput. So use the trusty green stuff and milliput, just normal bog standard milliput, nothing too exciting. So what I did, I wanted to create this model, and what I've done is I've done a couple of previous sculpts, like smaller ones, just to get my eye in, and I also did a slightly bigger one as well. So this is the stone elemental I created before. So this guy is really chunky. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to look like a bunch of rocks had come to life rather than like a carved statue. So I made this chunky boy here, and I really like the whole big boulder in the middle and the tiny little head. And I quite like the idea of just big bits of rock as the hands rather than hands. I wanted to be quite rough and ready, like a wizard or a sorcerer had brought some rocks to life. So these guys, I wanted to make slightly smaller ones because this guy doesn't really fit on a base. He can fit on a 75mm base, but it's a little bit big for everyday wargaming. But I'll probably will paint him up eventually. It's not quite what I wanted, but I quite like it anyway. That could be used for a game of D&D as like a giant elemental. These guys are slightly smaller. They're about, this is a Fireforge Scandinavian, just as, so it's about, they're just over twice the height of a man, probably about, 12, 13 feet in real life. And they're quite good. Again, I wanted to go bigger, so hence this big guy. I quite liked the Hobbit films. And this really surprised me, the stone giants in that. So I kind of wanted it to look a little bit like that, not directly. So I made it a little bit. What I liked about this guy is he looked like rocks, and what I wanted to capture was more rocks have come to life rather than, like I say, carved. So I wanted them a little bit off centre and not quite. I wanted to look humanoid, but not human. So I've done this guy, so it's generally a 50-50 mix of milliput and green stuff. And what I've done is with these guys is I've created the rough model and then I've carved away. So that's what I'm going to do with this guy. What I am planning to do is potentially cast this up. So I was going to cast it in 4 different parts: each arm, the leg and the torso, the leg and the groin, and then the chest, torso, chest, and the head as 3 different parts put together. I'm going to see how it looks when I've put it together, and then I'm going to see if I can make some silicone moulds and see if I can cast it as a kit. Just potentially just have a few more floating around. So what I've done is these are the guys that I'm going to do. I might do another one of these and make like for Oathmark, create like a unit of stone constructs. I think I can still potentially have just 2, but I've got plans to do a couple more. With this guy, what I wanted to do was have him on a specific size, because this guy kind of, the size got away from him, and like I say, it won't fit on a base. So I'll put these to one side. So I got my trusty notebook. So what I've done is I've done him as the size that I wanted him to be, and worked it out on a 50mm base, so it could potentially be used as a giant or a giant stone construct in Oathmark. So I put him together, but I kind of wanted something a bit bigger, so I thought I'd go hog wild. So that's the kind of to scale drawing that I've used. I've done this slightly bigger because what I'm going to do is carve away at it, and I might lose some height. And even if it's a couple of centimetres over, that's fine. It's meant to be a giant. So yeah, what I did was I found this really useful to stick to my original idea, because with this guy, this chunky dude, I didn't really stick to a plan. I just stuck to, I just kind of did it on the fly. And although it stands up and it looks okay, it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So this is why I've stuck to this. What I could potentially do is, I did want this as to be used as a gaming piece if I wanted to. So what I've done is, eventually he'll hopefully just about fit on a 50mm base, so I could that's the width of the Oathmark giant base. It's a slightly different video to what I normally do, but I'm really excited about this, and hopefully I can maybe create this, or maybe create another one to cast up. That's kind of the end goal, but I'll be really happy with a imposing centerpiece model that I created myself. So yeah, thanks for watching.